We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah.
Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Monday, August 19th. I'm here with Brandon and Stephanie. I'm Erica. Jeff is off tonight. Enjoy your night off, Big Jeff. Let's get started. Empire actor Jussie Smollett isn't out of the woods today. The Chicago Tribune says a judge could announce as soon as this Friday a special prosecutor who will give the case a fresh set of eyes. You'll remember back in January, Smollett said 2 men attacked him because he's black and gay. He went from victim to suspect and was indicted on 16 counts of disorderly conduct. But the Cook County State's Attorney, Kim Foxx, dropped every single charge with little explanation. The new special prosecutor is expected to launch a full investigation into Foxx's handling of the case. I think we've been saying this since the very beginning. I'm from Chicago, Jeff's from Chicago, and we kept saying you don't want to affect tourism. Saying a violent act that never even happened affects tourism, especially downtown. And this was considered a really big black eye for the city, so it's not surprising that they're continuing to investigate this.
And I went to Chicago. I love your city, especially in the summertime. But I look at this, there was a lot of political pressure with this as well. Remember, this guy's getting his own special counsel, like Robert Mueller is involved. So President Trump tweeted, remember when they initially dropped the charges, and he said how he wanted that investigation. And you just look at when politics get involved with this, just think of Bill de Blasio on CNN that time at the debate, how he said that he wanted Pantaleo, the officer that choked Eric Gardner, fired. Weeks later, he just got fired today. So they were definitely going to hire some sort of special counsel to look into this since Trump tweeted it out or since people are thinking about it. I just want to know where we go from now, because if something turns up and there's nothing there, then where do we go with it?
Well, I'm just glad that more is being done, because, I mean, this case as an entirety was it's like an absolute joke, isn't it? Let's be honest. The story turned so many times, and at one point we were feeling very sorry for Jussie. Next minute we were horrified that this could have been a joke. Like, literally, he's taking it to a hoax, to that level. So I'm just glad that someone's taking this more seriously on behalf of Chicago, obviously, on behalf of their tourism, for people that may not have been safe, and for the entire gay and black community, because I mean, at the end of the day, he's just disrespected everyone he knows.
Right, you don't have to make things like that up. I mean, they happen on a regular basis. So we'll be following that. And reality TV star Mama June is making new headlines today. Apparently, she's strapped for cash and is selling her personal property on Facebook. The items Mama June is selling include this car stereo, a picture of the New York skyline, and baby items such as a chair and playmat. She and her boyfriend were arrested in March for possession of crack cocaine. They're currently awaiting trial. And June's famous daughter, Honey Boo Boo, is reportedly refusing to live with her until she cleans up her act. Honey Boo Boo currently lives with her 19-year-old sister. This is so sad for so many reasons, because people always act like when you do something like to become famous or make a lot of money, then that's your golden ticket. And when you are given all of these resources without the slightest bit of knowledge on how to be responsible and use them, then they're just going to destroy you. So the fact that she's in this situation selling random items that it looks like she rummaged through an old garage to find. And I mean, this is a woman who has made a significant amount of money, way more money than she would have made had she not become a reality TV star.
I just think, I agree with everything you're saying, and I think I would like to believe that when you go on a reality show, like even Jeff when he went on Big Brother, our own Jeff, he said you come out and your life is completely different. Everyone knows your name. You can't walk down the street. People are bombarding you. And that's essentially what's happened to this woman. Combine that with money and no advice and help, it is a recipe for disaster. I would like to hope that she's just clearing her house out to have a declutter, but it doesn't look great, does it?
I'd buy that 1994 Acura stereo that she had. That car stereo, look at that. That's vintage. But you say you don't have help. I mean, do you feel the same way as for an athlete when he gets out of college and he's thrown millions of dollars and put into the spotlight? It's just, you're a grown-up. This woman is a grown-up. You should know how to handle certain situations. Now, is it the drugs? The drugs could play a huge part of it. Is she fighting some sort of demons from her childhood, from her past? Yes, that could play a part of it as well. But we TV, how long are you going to deal with this? It comes like an athlete again. I hate referring back to athletics, but it's like when your production is bigger than your problem, your organization or your news station or TV station network is going to stick with you. If they're still getting ratings for this show, they're going to stick with her. They're not good. They don't care, I feel like.
But right, so you just mentioned being an athlete. You had a whole team around you supporting you. You had your players, you had your coach. There's a lot of people involved in a football team.
But he also didn't have a drug problem.
Yes, but also remember in this situation, she's in a reality TV format. So what do those producers want? They want to poke the bear. They want there to be drama. That's how they make money. So they're not going to help her. They're going to encourage this behavior.
Well, it is really a sad thing to watch, but alleged drug use,
and I should say producers have tried to get her help for her drug addiction.
Right. I think it's deeper than even before this. Yeah. Well, Oscar nominee Margot Robbie is revealing that her Australian accent was too strong, even for Australian TV. In an interview with Vogue Australia, she told Once Upon a Time in Hollywood director Quentin Tarantino that she had to tone down her accent for the show Neighbors. She said, I am a Queenslander, and my accent was so Australian that Neighbors hired a dialect coach to make me sound less Australian. Stephanie.
I was waiting for it.
Have you ever encountered this?
Okay, I'm not going to lie. When I came to America, you know, I think when I'm in person with people, you can really read my body language and it's easier to understand. But sometimes I get a bit excited and my mouth runs away with me, let's be honest. So it's a work in progress. I feel where she's coming from. It is hard because when you're just trying to be yourself like this and you're like really excited, the words tend to slur together. So I've got to be very conscious of it.
But that's here in America. That's not you back in England, someone saying, hey, you sound too English.
But sometimes, honestly, not me in particular, but Geordies or Scousers, there's different areas of England where the accent is very thick and heavy, and even other people in England cannot understand it. So, I mean, it is an issue. It's a real thing.
I think it's really like that everywhere. You have a certain subset of the community that you just, once they run off with their words, you just don't know what's happening. I do it all the time, but I call it the Real Housewives lingo because people apparently can understand it because they're used to hearing it, unlike Real Housewives. Yeah. It's that very like fast, but Stephanie has this thing, I told her, it's almost like this rhythm.
Yeah, she knows
like,
it.
When she gets excited, it goes, everything is a dun 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 dun.
Erica's spoken to me before about my voice, and she's like, she really gets my voice.
It's like an orchestra.
Well, she's tried to help me.
Do you ever, because you articulate yourself very well, Erica, do you ever get stereotyped or put in some sort of box where people are like, you don't sound black enough, or you're not street enough?
I used to get people who said that, or why do you talk like a white girl? Yeah. You don't sound black enough. And then that was in high school, and by the time that my 10-year high school anniversary or reunion or whatever came, I had been doing radio for 10 years, so it worked out for me.
There you
go. We all know that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith's marriage doesn't follow the traditional rules, but now we're finding out that Jada wanted it that way from the beginning. In a recent interview, she tells The Guardian, quote, I knew that I was not built for conventional marriage. Even the word wife, it's a golden cage. Swallow the key. Even before I was married, I was like, that'll kill me. And it damn near did. She goes on to say, Will is her life partner, and she couldn't ask for a better one.
I want to ask you two, what's more endearing, or what makes you feel more special? The terminology of husband and wife, or someone calling you the life partner or their everything or whatever? You know what I mean? Like,
I would go with either one. Like, that's my wife or that's my life partner. I do think that Okay, I do think that you could have a partner or a spouse and they're not your soulmate.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's completely possible, and that's the reason why a lot of people, I think, have issues.
Yeah, I think there's different. Being in love with someone, you can really love someone. And there's a difference loving someone and being in love. And then there's a whole other ball game being someone's soulmate and connecting on a whole other level that doesn't even have to be sexual or romantic. It's that someone who deeply, innately understands you and who you are. So for me, that would be the best one. Soulmate.
I just wrote all that down mentally too. Just let y'all.
You're looking for a soulmate?
Obviously, yeah, because I've never been in love. I've had love for girlfriends, past girlfriends in the past, but I've never felt that feeling where it's like I'll give up dreams or anything like that to fly and be with someone somewhere.
Well, don't get it twisted. It's not about giving up your dreams. It's about having somebody to build your dreams with. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Well, DBL is live, and coming up, supermodel Kate Upton puts the Victoria's Secret fashion show on blast. Wait until you hear what she called the once iconic television event. And oh no, he didn't. 50 Cent stops TV show host Wendy Williams from getting into his hot party. Have you ever been denied or maybe kicked someone out of your fiesta? We're sharing your DBL take next.
Guys, I want you.
Hey guys, happy Monday.
You know you aren't lying when you said that certain people in England have like deeper British accents, because when I went over to Manchester, I could understand everything they were saying because I'm around Stephanie Jones all the time. And then we went north to to Carlisle.
Oh wait, that's
Carlisle, Flimby, going up towards Ireland, I believe. Was it Ireland or Scotland?
Wales.
Oh my gosh. They came up to me, so I heard, because I was on the train, so I heard, may order for your ticket or
Welsh is really difficult.
Like, what did you just say to me?
Welsh is really.
You can't understand it at all?
I can understand it, but it takes me longer to digest it.
I'd have people write things down for me on a piece of paper. I've never felt so offensive in my life. When I was in Wales and Scotland.
Wales is hard. Scotland is hard too, unless you have to really pay attention and listen. It's very hard.
I was paying attention.
I was like, just say it 3 times slowly, and I was like, I need you to write it down. Nothing I say or do is ever
Scottish
gonna
and
process
Welsh
it.
is very difficult. Very difficult.
But what about for you and your friends? Like, does anyone ever say you don't talk Spanish enough, or are there any stereotypes or anything
I mean,
put on you?
in college, one of the girls thought I was whitewashed. It's like a term, yeah. But once she got to know me, she's like, oh, there's just different levels of everyone.
Once you got to know the real rack. Yeah.
It's just,
But
I think it's all just on assumptions. That's all.
Yeah, because in Hollywood, I used to go out for like extra roles and stuff when I was starting off, and I would go for like thug #1 or street basketball player #1, and they'd be like, you're not street enough. You don't look hood enough to play this.
Wow.
Man, forget y'all. I want to be your N1 mixtape.
You want to be doing this instead.
Welcome back to DBL. 50 Cent and Wendy Williams have had beef for a while now. It came to a head this weekend when Wendy was denied entry to a party the rapper was throwing. Kind of hard to see, but look at that red arrow. That's Wendy talking to a man outside the event, trying to get in. But he walks away, and Wendy has to stand in line with the rest of the non-famous people. Can you believe it? So DBL Nation, have you ever kicked someone out of your party or been kicked out?
All right, let's get to these comments. Our girl Mary Alina says, one time, years and years ago, I had to throw my boyfriend's ex out after she had the nerve to show up. She never did that again. Well, you show her, Mary Alina. But can we get the sad music going? Because I'm recalling Super Bowl this past year.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, here we
Everyone
go.
at DBL
That is
was
not
invited to Erica Cobb's Super Bowl party. And I was the only one who didn't get that invite, all because to find out later, I slid in one of her friends' DMs.
No, but her friend was going.
Castmates are supposed to be thicker than water.
First of all, you hold your water. My friends are very well vetted, and one day we'll get to that point, okay? But the truth is, I didn't invite everybody. I didn't invite everybody to the party. The other thing is, you weren't even in town that day.
I got
you
back
were
at halftime.
away.
You weren't even in town.
You were away,
And
I
everybody
remember.
knew you were going to be gone, so it's not even a thing. Take it away, Stephanie.
Stephen says, moving onwards, I don't think I'd ever have the nerve to kick someone out. I would just give them dirty looks all night long. Well, Stephen, I can't honestly say that I've ever been kicked out. I feel like I've got no exciting stories. I've never kicked someone out either. So would I ask someone to leave if they really upset me? Yes, I would, and I wouldn't mind doing that. But I've never really been in that situation. I'm boring.
Gloria says it depends on what the person did. If you're beefing, then yeah, they shouldn't show their face and drink your booze and eat your food. Ooh. Gloria, I agree with that. You can't be coming up in here with bad energy, like mooching off of me. I have been kicked out of a party once. It wasn't the party, it was the table. So I was at a table with friends, and then there were people next to me, and I assumed that they were all together, but they weren't. And the guy that was sitting there was like, who's you? And I was like, who's me? Like, what is that? And he's like, get her out. And so they like proceed to like move me out of the section. I was like, hold on, I have a table here.
Karma strikes again.
You think?
Let's get to Trent. We got to get to Trent.
You think
Trent,
that's karma?
I was kicked out of a party once, but I managed to sneak out a bottle of Johnny Walker first. That's how you do it. Because if I would have went to Erica Cobb's house, she's got a really nice spread of all types of fine alcohols. I'm talking alcohol straight from the majestic sea in China.
What are you talking about?
So that's exactly why you didn't get an invite, Brandon, because she knows you're going to raid the alcohol, the liquor cupboard, and you're going to steal it.
So.
You wonder why she didn't ask you.
So.
That's right. Karma. I got cameras everywhere.
Karma.
Journalists in drama, there's a new show coming to Apple TV. Raquel Villanueva shows us the trailer that's coming in hot.
That's right, Erica. The morning show is ripped straight from some of the biggest headlines in news, and it stars Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. Take a look.
Mitch Kessler, my co-host and partner of 15 years, was fired today.
Her sell-by date expired years ago. I want you to start grooming some new people.
I don't fit the mold.
What mold is that?
Any mold, really?
Now, the morning show will come out when Apple's new streaming service launches this fall.
Thanks, Raquel. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Raquel here with the DBL Digital team, and right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the trendy news you need to know in under 2 minutes. So let's get that timer up and get started. Now, first, I'd like to talk to you about a medical breakthrough. Scientists say pigs could one day save our lives. Their hearts could soon be used for humans who need a transplant, and turns out their anatomy is really similar to ours. Now, I knew I loved Charlotte's Web for a reason. Now, attention to all shoppers addicted to Target. The chain is launching its own grocery store brand. It's called Good and Gather, and its products will be on the healthier side, no artificial colors or sweeteners, and you should start seeing it in stores next month. Mattel now is getting ready to debut the Barbie of my childhood dreams. The company is teaming up with Marvel and Star Wars, so soon you'll see Princess Leia and R2-D2 as Barbies. They will be available on Amazon just in time for Christmas. Now, let's talk about pizza.
We get there, and I'm like, where's the pizza?
Specifically, watermelon pizza. A Reddit user brought it up and says he uses it with some balsamic vinegar. Now, I love pineapple on pizza, so I'm ready to give it a try. Other internet users, not so much. DBL Nation, what do you think? And that's today's Fast Blast. See you next time.
Welcome back to DBL. Supermodel Ashley Graham is well known for celebrating her body. Last Wednesday, she announced she's expecting her first child. She's now following up with this, a nude Instagram picture showing off her stretch marks, and people are loving it.
What do you think, Erica? You seem to have a...
I think that Ashley is really important because representation does matter, but representation in its most authentic form, because there are people who want to go outside of the box just to like stand out. This is a woman who's very comfortable in her skin. She believes that she's beautiful. She embodies that. So when she's showing her body, it's not that, you know how sometimes people present something but you can tell they're not really feeling it? I never get that impression from her. And I think that when it really comes down to it, there shouldn't be a hierarchy on bodies. What happens is there's just no representation for some people, and therefore it creates a hierarchy, because if it's not represented, it means that it's bad.
I think it's great. I mean, it's not the first time that we've seen this. We've seen other celebrities like Chrissy Teigen do this, and Hilary Duff, and many others. But again, I've never seen someone that has the same body type as Ashley Graham, and who is as confident. And she is a gorgeous woman. She is like incredibly sexy. Her attitude, her persona, she's just amazing. So I really appreciate the message, and I would just want everyone to know that everyone, even if you have a six-pack and you like, you know, slouch, or you have a big bowl of pasta, we all look like that, and we all have stretch marks.
Speak for yourself.
We do. Come on.
Speak for yourself.
Except for Brandon, he is.
I do have Rose, but I love how she's doing that. We'll go into the next story, but I love how she's doing that, because inclusivity for everyone.
Well, on a related note, the annual extravaganza we know as the Victoria's Secret fashion show is not happening this year. One of the models who's a regular on the runway announced that a couple weeks ago. So when a viewer asked model Kate Upton what she thought about its cancellation on Watch What Happens Live, she said she's not disappointed. Watch.
You know what? We're sick of seeing the same body type. You have to be body inclusive now. Every woman needs to be represented. Otherwise, it's a snooze fest.
Yeah. Variety is the spice of life. That's what they say, right?
And for Victoria's Secret, for them to come out that time and say that it's supposed to be some sort of fantasy show, those women are absolutely gorgeous. But in terms of body type, a lot of guys like me, we're not, that's not a fantasy to us in terms of a woman's body type and what we like. So I think there should be someone out there. I think Rihanna should do some sort of really positive, inclusive fashion show with all body types.
So Rihanna does, and she's one of the only people ever to have done it. But unless you go literally to Fashion Week in Paris, you're not going to see the show. So, but she has done that. She had pregnant women walking down the runway that were like 8-9 months pregnant, and they had all their bellies in, like, you know, with beautiful lingerie and camisoles, and they look fabulous. And she showed every single culture, skin tone under the sun. We've seen it as well with her makeup range. But if you want to see a runway show that has every single person possibly imaginable, for every single taste and every single wish in the earth, check out Rihanna's line, honestly.
It turns out there's more than one fantasy. That's why Victoria's Secret got it wrong. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by... This is not...
Hey, welcome back to Beauty Blast, guys. I'm Jeray for the Slay, and while we're here, let's go ahead and pull up those search bars, type in J-A-R-A-Y for the Slay, all one word, my friends, on all your social media platforms so we can be friends. Back to business. Welcome back to Beauty Blast, guys. Today, we're talking about some red light beauty tips and some of my favorite ways to save some time while you're getting ready. Today, though, I want to talk about traveling with your beauty tips. Now, when you're traveling with your beauty products, it's important not to overpack. Now, I know anything could happen while you're on vacation, whether you're at the beach, in the mountains, whatever you may. You want to make sure that you have everything that you need, but you don't need to overpack. So that's why I went ahead and made a little list for us so that we all know the expectation and that we're not just carrying a toolkit around with us, okay? Now, number one, you want to bring the eye essentials. So some of my eye essentials are going to be a mascara, Full size or travel size is okay. If you need a travel size, check your local Sephora or even ask at a counter if there might be a sample size that you can try out before your actual vacation, okay? So you can do a travel size mascara. You can do a little bit of an eyeliner. I prefer to do a pencil liner when I'm traveling just because it's going to help to make sure that you have more flexibility with your looks. Now, another thing that I would recommend for eyes is one eyeshadow stick. Choose one and just make it neutral. So this way you can kind of be more flexible with your looks, whether it be more of a bronze, a blush color, or cream. You can kind of have a little bit more diversity with your looks by using a blush or bronzer, which we'll get to next. Now, another thing that you can do is get an all-in-one blush, bronzer, and highlight palette. These guys are great to make sure that you're all ready to go for any look. And last but not least, don't forget a tinted moisturizer. It has your SPF and your hydration. So guys, let me know if these beauty tips worked for your travel, and go ahead and write me in at Dre for the Slay on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I'm sure we'll connect soon. We'll see you guys next time.
Welcome back to DBL. Let me get this sympathizer in real quick. Diane from Twitter says, I think it was mean not to invite him. Coworkers would feel bad. You act like you were right, Erica. I disagree. Anne?
Okay.
I feel like I'm slightly with two siblings there.
You had invited me to a party since, and it was what the kids say, lit. I'm waiting for one with public
and
where
you
other
left
people
with
are there.
a gift, and it was catered. So there you go.
That's
Thank you, Diane.
It's okay.